ICE announcing it's arrested this illegal migrant truck driver from Uzbekistan, saying he is wanted in his native country for distributing propaganda and recruiting terrorists. Agents arresting him while he was driving an 18-wheeler in Kansas. Pennsylvania issued him a commercial driver's license after the Biden administration let him in more than 2 years ago. Joining us now is Pennsylvania Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick. Congressman, there's so much wrong with this story. Number one, the company that hired him, and number two, the state that let him get a license. Go.
Yeah, well, this is Exhibit A, Brian, of the cascading effect of the catch and release policy that existed under the prior administration. So Bazarov was a 31-year-old Uzbeki national who was charged with multiple terrorism charges, not just being a terrorist himself, but training and recruiting terrorists. The Uzbeki nationals, the law enforcement did their job. They loaded the warrant up to a system called Interpol, which is an international clearinghouse for any warrants across the globe. But he comes to the southern border, tries to sneak across the border, is encountered by Border Patrol officers, provides fake ID. So when they run it in against the system, he doesn't ping. And because the previous administration, the previous Trump administration's Remain in Mexico policy was converted under the Biden administration to a catch and release, rather than being sent south to wait for his hearing, he was sent into the United States. Of course, they never show up for their hearing. And then the cascading effect is DHS then gives him a work authorization because he cleared the protocol at the southern border. And then the Pennsylvania State Department of Transportation gives him a commercial driver's license because he cleared the DHS work permit process. So it's Exhibit A of the cascading effect of the open border policies under Mayorkas and Biden.
Real quick, in Pennsylvania, do you have to be able to speak English? I mean, wouldn't he have had to answer some questions in English?
No, the current protocol, Brian, is that if you can prove you're in the country legally, and that's what these people do, right? They gamed the system, the flawed system that exists under the Biden administration, to at least be granted temporary asylum status. So they, purportedly are going to show up for their hearing, which they never do. But that's what they use. They use that conditional probationary status to get all these other benefits.
So let's talk about what you just put out. And you basically has called for, as we look to fix Obamacare or change it, you basically say you got to move on this. You said you're asking Senate leaders to work in a bipartisan bill to extend Obamacare subsidies as the White House and Republicans push forward on an alternative plan. So what are the details? How do you expect them to work on an alternative bill? And do you really think just giving these subsidies help anything?
Yeah, it's not about giving the subsidies, Brian. It's about lowering health care premiums, which is why I believe it needs to happen outside of the construct of the Affordable Care Act. The premium tax credits were a single-party solution. It was passed under Democrat reconciliation bill several years ago. And what I believe needs to happen, there are multiple flaws to the current construct of the premium tax credit system. Number one, there are no income caps. You could be earning $600,000 a year and get the credits. And second, the money goes to the insurance company rather than the insurance beneficiary. This is no different than buying a car and the rebate goes to the auto dealer rather than the car buyer. The auto dealer just jacks up the cost of the car. So the president is right to say the money should go directly to the insurance beneficiary. But what we're trying to do, Brian, is it is a reality that insurance premiums are jumping up at the end of the year. It is our job to make sure that does not happen, but we can do so in a sane, pragmatic way that is not part of the flawed premium tax credit structure that currently exists.
You're part of the Problem Solvers Caucus. Tom Suozzi, I saw Democrats over the weekend saying we got to find a way to fix this. And I just see the House is worried about being stuck in a bill from the Senate. So are you guys going to have your own offer in a rapid fashion working across the aisle? Is that possible?
Yeah, so we're going to release there is a framework. So Don Bacon and Tom Suozzi put something together, 2 years, income caps, it has all the reforms in place. But really, this is just buying time, Brian, to get the longer health care solution, which our health care system is a mess. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. The premium tax credit structure is not the long-term fix. It's really putting a Band-Aid on a bleeding artery. What we need to do is get to the root causes of the high cost of health care in this country. But yes, we are working with the senators to make sure that whatever emerges out of the Senate does have a pathway to to passage in the House.
Yeah, both sides got to work out. We already saw what happens when a partisan piece of legislation is passed. Thanks,
Yep.
Brian. Appreciate it. Brian Fitzpatrick.